About a mile outside of Paradise Path sits a clearing in the woods. It's one of many in the county, but this one might be the most beautiful scene of nature in all of Oregon. A crystal clear lake sits at the bottom of a mountain surrounded by a sea of pines. Normally, it's breathtaking, but tonight, it's absolutely terrifying. The entire clearing is engulfed in flames, and the embers fall, catching all of the nearby trees in its destructive embrace. Standing at the base of the fire, completely unafraid, is Sloan Baker. She cranes her neck upwards, watching it grow larger by the second, almost as if it's determined to take over the entire world. But when she looks down, her calm demeanor fades. Standing in the center of the fire is a figure. Skin sizzles and slides off of their large frame. Their hair is long gone and charred bits of skull shine through their scalp. But all she can focus on is their eyes. They're black, somehow darker than darkness itself. And even without pupils, Sloan knows they're looking right at her. She wants to scream, but she can't. She can't do anything. And to her horror, she realizes that the figure is walking towards her. Terrified and unsure of what to do, she forces her eyes shut. When she opens them, she's awake, alone in her attic. Her heart races, and she's drenched in sweat. She might have been able to shrug this off as just another nightmare, but then she notices a strange smell. Burning hair. The ends of her ponytails are slightly singed. I'm your keeper, Armando Torres, and welcome to episode 4 of our tabletop role-playing show, Must Be Dice.
Paradise Path.
Paradise Path.
Paradise
And I thought we
Path.
agreed it was Must Be Dice.
Must be dice.
Basta vivice.
Hello, welcome everybody. This is episode 4 of our show, the sort of second arc, if you will. But I am joined by my 4 wonderful brave hunters. We have Patrick Brown.
Spencer Schnipp.
Mm-hmm. We have Elise Willems.
Sloan Baker.
We have James Willems.
That's fine. But you can also call me Dex OVERUNDER if you want.
Yeah, I love it every time. And we have the baby boy of Funhaus, Jacob Fullerton.
Virgil Sugarhose. And I'm not the baby boy.
Certified bad boy.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
Bad.
So what about bad baby boy?
Bad baby.
Aren't you the baby boy of Funhaus?
No, why would you say that?
'Cause you're 22.
Keeper, I'm the oldest. I'm the keeper, I'm the oldest.
Do they ever call you Lonely Sloanly?
They call me Loner. That's something we established.
Never Lonely Sloanly?
There goes Lonely Slowly. This loneliest girl on the street.
I like Dex better.
Do they throw rocks at you?
Who's they?
The people of the
Let's get back-
town. The
let's get
people
back
of
into
this
the
beautiful
show.
town.
Let's get back into the show.
You're gonna say people. Never mind.
We're back in. We're back in.
About a week has passed since the Mystery Solvers Club started investigating the disappearance of Mike Seeker. Clues have been few and far between, but today you're dealing with something else. Sloan Baker has called an emergency meeting.
I hope everybody shows up. It's a dream. I'm pacing in the treehouse. It's on Dex's property, so I'm not sure why I'm here alone. I actually kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable because I have this crush on him, and I can see, him in his house from the treehouse, and I'm like, why isn't he coming out here? I called the meeting. Where is everybody? I felt like my friends were starting to notice me, but I sometimes I still feel like I'm invisible to them. Any minute now. Any minute now.
Oh no.
They're gonna walk through that treehouse.
Virgil looks over
Door.
from the corner. Sloan.
Oh, Virgil, how long have you been here for?
About 10 minutes.
Oh my
You've
gosh.
been
Sorry, I'm just
muttering like a crazy person.
I'm so up in my own head. You didn't hear any of what
Hello?
I said. Did you?
And I come in to the treehouse, which is where we are.
Spencer, you're late.
Why don't you say that out loud, Spencer?
Spencer's an odd one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm late. I was caught up in something.
What were you doing?
I was research.
About the case?
It's a little bit about the case, a little bit about the Clintons.
Gosh. Spencer,
50, about 50-50.
whatever you're researching, it's not true.
Which part? The case or the Clintons?
What have you figured out about the case?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That is a good question. You notice that Spencer has a little bit of pizza grease just on the side of his face that he brushes away. Spencer, you have a move that starts off all of the mysteries, right? It is
Yep. Connect the dots at the beginning of each mystery. If you look for the wider pattern that current events might be a part of, roll plus sharp on a...
So you can use that now, or you can save it and sort of use it later in the mystery if you want. Since you haven't technically like begun the mystery, you haven't heard about the dream or anything. But you could also just use it on the overall mystery if you want.
I guess I'll just wait until we start whatever this is.
Sure.
Yeah, what have you figured out about the case?
Well, did you know that Mike Seeker is Bruce Seeker's son, whose house we were at?
Yes, we all knew that.
Well,
Yeah, it was
I
kind of,
don't
like,
know if that
super
was
obvious.
No, I don't know if it was that obvious. I confirmed it.
I think Sloan and I technically knew before you did.
Yeah.
I confirmed it doing my own independent research. So it's confirmed now. We all know that for sure.
You can
Before
actually-
it was kind of a theory. Now it's fact.
You can actually see on the wall behind you is a piece of paper that says Mike Seeker is Bruce Seeker's son.
I said I did that.
It literally adds nothing to this investigation.
Well, not maybe to you, but I see. I'm connecting dots all over the place. So to me, it adds actually quite a bit of context.
Have either of you talked to Dex?
No, it's weird. This is his house.
Come in.
Can I come in?
Who is it?
Dex comes in, climbs up into the treehouse. He's got a tray, and it's got a bunch of cookies, fresh baked. And he goes,
Dex.
Hey,
Sloan, you're sweating.
hey guys, saw you were out here, so I figured I'd stay in and make some cookies. I have chocolate chip, sugar cookie, and oatmeal because I wasn't sure which ones you guys would want.
Take
So
one of
here you
each.
go.
Whoa. Do you bake these, Dex? You bake these yourself?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh.
So are these cookies that you've made, are they like from scratch or are they like pre-made dough?
They're kind of from scratch. They came in a package, and then I had to break the squares off each one. So
Okay.
I did. Yeah, I scratched some of them, I guess.
Dex,
All
I
right.
didn't know that you were so culinarily inclined.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like we've been friends for years, but we're finding all these surprising things out about you, right, Spence? Like, isn't that amazing?
I don't see what's amazing about
Hey,
that, to
Spence,
be honest.
nice work on the board.
Hey, thank you. I've been really working hard on that.
Well, you might all be wondering why I called you here, and it was not about the board.
Okay, well, I feel like it's still helpful.
Have any of you been having any weird dreams or anything since we went to the Seeker house that day?
The rest of you have had nightmares, but nothing that you can remember. Just kind of like, one of those mornings where you wake up and you know that it wasn't a good night of sleep, but you don't exactly remember anything bad happening in your dreams.
I had this dream last night that I just can't shake. I was in the forest and there was fire all around me, and I saw a figure, this burnt figure, and it was all a dream, and I woke up and I thought everything was fine, but then the tips of my hair were singed. And I know it's been a long time since I've had an actual haircut and my ends are pretty split, but
Spencer's are too.
No, my shit's cleaned up.
You notice that the rest of Spencer is dirty, gross, and grimy, but his hair actually smells like L'Oreal.
Yeah, I actually do. I wash my hair. I just don't wash the rest of myself.
Yeah.
Because I use
Spencer.
the sink.
You've been using that new shampoo I gave you.
Thank you. Yes, I have. It doesn't have the chemicals that I am afraid of in it.
Someday I hope that your online hygiene matches your personal hygiene.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I do what I need to online, and nothing more or less.
Well, anyway, what do you guys think it means?
I mean, given your history with visions and stuff, I'd say there's a lot of validity to what you saw in your dream. But it also might just be a dream.
Oh,
Yeah, did you fall asleep next to any candles or anything that you didn't put out?
well, I do only have candlelight in my attic.
Have you started smoking?
No.
Is it a cigarette burn, perhaps?
No, do you smoke?
No. Yeah. Sometimes.
Why, Spencer, that's horrible. That's bad for your health.
Socially. Not habitually.
What
I
social
don't smoke either.
situations are you in?
I still have my unlit cigarette too.
Well, if I'm a social situation, like online socials, you're in a chat room for a while or something like that, you know what I mean? You know what I
I guess
mean.
I kind of get it.
It's normal.
But it also seems
It's
weird.
normal.
Well,
It's not the worst.
I know. I wanted to dismiss it too, but it just feels really real. Do you think it has something? to do with the case? I mean, we were in that dark place, and it felt so real, and
I'm gonna
this
assume.
feels so real.
I'm gonna assume that this has everything to do with the case because we were in that shit, and there were those mushroom bears and spores everywhere, and you were having visions left and right during all that nonsense. So this has to be connected. It has to be connected somehow.
Do you guys remember those Nightmare on Elm Street movies?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Where the monster from the dreams could come into the reality?
Yeah, the pedophile?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was Fred Krueger was a
Yeah, yeah.
pedophile. Yeah, he was the son of 1,000 maniacs.
We could technically all still be his victims.
Well, I don't think this is Freddy Krueger, obviously. But do you think
Right.
that it could be something similar?
He attacked you?
Well, no, just blending of dream world and real world and crossing of realities.
Was it anything like the guy we saw in the fire?
Thinking back to your dream, yeah, it looked a lot like the figure that you saw in that there were no real features this person had. They just kind of seemed, well, like a person on fire whose entire skin was falling off.
It was exactly like that person in the fire. It was like this shapeless void.
Well, lead with that.
Spence, I was getting there.
It's someone we've seen before. you know?
Details.
Yeah.
I was getting there, Spence.
All right.
I don't know. It's really got me feeling like we need to take a more proactive approach with how we're handling this case. We can't just sit back.
So as she explains to you the dream and kind of goes over it a couple more times while Spencer kind of nitpicks her story.
In a very naggy way.
Yeah. Obviously.
It's irritating.
He also, it's weird, but he also like makes a point to play with his ponytail so you can see his perfect like no split end having hair.
So bouncy.
And a couple of the things that you're able to sort of glean from the dream is that this took place in a clearing. It's also at least in the same area as Paradise Path. It's probably pretty nearby. You know that there are several clearings in the woods that just kind of are either natural or man-made, and about like 3 or 4 of them nearby have lakes. They're just, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of land, this area. And so there's like a bunch of them.
I feel like we need to find and go to the place where I was in my dream.
Do you remember specifically where it is? I mean, clearings aren't that uncommon in a forest,
There's
either
at least
man-made
3
or
or
natural.
4 with lakes.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a beautiful place that we live.
Yeah.
well, is there anything like I can, if I like roll for that, I can markers or anything distinguishing?
You had this dream, and to you it seemed like real. More real than any dream you've ever had. It wasn't like things were like out of focus if you weren't directly looking at them. It was like you were there. So you can investigate a mystery, which is rolling plus sharp.
So 7, so 8.
Yeah, so on an 8, you can ask 1 question, and I will answer you honestly.
What is being concealed here?
There are several clearings outside of Paradise Path, but thinking back on it, you remember walking through a clearing in the woods and seeing this beautiful, beautiful big lake and this mountain. And that's when you realize that if it's a mountain, there are much fewer of those around. And that's actually gotta be one clearing, one that doesn't really have a name, but it's kind of been like a local hang for some people for a while, but no one's really gone there in a while, and you don't know why.
Do you know that one clearing kind of like by the mountain and the lake where the cool kids used to have their parties there?
The one without a name.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard about it.
Exactly.
I've never been.
We should give it a name.
Well, of course you haven't.
Dex has been there, and he knows it as Cool Kid Hang Lake.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. They call it Cool Kid Hang Lake. Not sure why you guys haven't been there though.
Yeah. Well, we're not cool kids, is why.
No.
I feel like that's pretty, yeah.
I don't know.
They don't like us.
I think you're pretty cool.
Wait, everyone here? Everybody in the treehouse, you think?
Yeah, I guess so. Sure,
Dang,
maybe.
Dex.
Most of you.
Cookies and compliments.
Well, so would you...
About to get that dicks.
Would you know how to get us there, Spence? Or get us there, Dex?
I'm Dex. Yeah.
Sloan, did you forget his name? What happened?
You need
What
to
was
back
that?
off. You need to back up and stop antagonizing me while I'm talking
I'm
to
not
Dex.
antagonizing you. I'm just asking if you forgot his name because you didn't say his name right. Now you're all sweaty again.
I swear, when I get into school and get out of this town, I'm only emailing you once a week.
Okay.
Yeah, Dex, do you feel comfortable letting Sloan drive your car again?
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly.
Fastest way to get from A to B.
That was pretty great.
Well, it's my dad's car, so I guess it's up to him.
Is he home?
Nah,
Should we?
he's probably fine with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, there you have
I
it.
don't know. Sloan, you want to drive?
Yes, I do.
Here you go.
Can we search
Dex
through his
handsome.
dashboard and look through for any ARP secrets?
Oh.
Or
Yeah,
guns?
you can if you want to. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, are we in the car?
Yeah. So this is going to be, you know what? I'm going to say this is act under pressure. So I want one of you to roll plus cool.
That should not be me.
I've got one cool.
Cool.
I've also got one cool.
All right, I'll just
Oh,
do it.
Well, then I guess I could have done it.
Shit.
Snake eyes.
The 3.
You get in the car and you just have the great idea to sort of investigate and see if you can find anything. And you realize that the glove box has a lock, which is not uncommon for a glove box. But what is uncommon is that the car key doesn't open it. It seems like there is a separate key that opens up this glove box.
Whoa, this is pretty weird. Car key doesn't open this glove box.
Dex, have you ever actually opened that glove box?
No, I never really thought about it before. I just assumed there's probably gloves in there.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
It only
Well-
makes sense.
Without having the keys, without having access to it, I'm assuming you guys just want to drive over to Cool Kid Hang Spot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dex, you let me know where to go, and I guess Virgil, if you feel like you need to put your foot on the brake as well, that's cool too.
Are you, hold on, are you sitting in the back?
No, I'm sitting on the center console.
I figured you were just at the glove box, so you probably were shotgun.
Oh,
I'll have one
okay.
leg over.
Fair enough, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Jesus Christ.
After an extremely bumpy and stop and go ride, like almost every 10 feet, she brakes too hard and it jerks everyone forward. You get to, using Dex's directions, you get to an off the sort of beaten path dirt road where there is a trail that you can walk through. You're walking through the woods, you have a pretty uneventful hike, basically, and then you sort of get to a clearing in the woods and everything starts to look really familiar for Sloan. The only thing that's different is that now the clearing is blocked off with a very tall fence covered in barbed wire.
Wait a second, this fence wasn't here in my dream. Dex, was this fence here before when the cool kids used to come here?
No, this looks new. I think. Maybe it was there, but I think it was new.
Spence, do you have your wire cutters on you?
Do I? Is that something I carry around with me? I have a butterfly knife.
It seems like something you would have.
It does. It is. It's something I should have.
It
for
does
sure.
seem like something you would have, but it isn't something that you currently have on you.
How tall is this fence?
The fence is about 15 feet tall.
That's pretty tall.
Let me do some dot connecting. Here. So I'm gonna roll plus sharp.
Ooh.
10, 12. So
Wow.
I get
Ooh.
3. I want to check the car in the hopes that there's like a blanket or something we can throw over the barbed wire.
Okay. Yeah.
Just the trunk.
You check in the trunk, and sure enough, there's one of those really, really scratchy picnic blankets that only serve to keep you comfortable for 1 second before they're worse than just the bare grass.
Okay. I show everyone. I'm like, hey, we can throw this over the fence and climb over this way and not get scratched.
It is still a 15-foot fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
How tall are we all?
I think.
But it's
Dex-
like
five
it's
feet,
like
right?
like a wire fence, right? Just
Yeah.
like oh yeah, easy.
Dex, I'll stand on your shoulders. Sloan can climb up on top of me and put the blanket over the top.
Yes,
That's about
Okay.
15 feet.
yeah.
Dex, why do you keep this blanket in your trunk? It's not for like making out like in the woods or anything. Like you don't do that with this, right? With anyone?
No, I go to the park and I read sometimes. I'll set it
Oh.
out like underneath a tree or
Yeah.
something.
You don't
and
need
I'll
a
read
blanket
books.
to make out.
Wait,
Dex knows.
wait. Who are you making out with?
It's not important.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna. Okay, spot me while I climb onto his shoulders.
Actually,
So-
I think I should be on the bottom. Dex, you climb on my shoulders, and then Sloan, you climb on Dex.
Do you need my help
sure.
at all?
No.
You
just hand us
found
a
my blanket.
Okay.
All right,
You
so
did your part.
Okay, let me know.
here's how this is going to work. I am going to need Sloan to roll Act Under Pressure, which is roll plus cool. And I'm going to let one of you roll to help.
I'll help.
I'll be the foundation.
Oh, it looks like you really didn't need to help.
So I had 11.
I had 5.
5 doesn't really do you any good, but she got an 11. So Virgil sort of acts as the big sturdy base, the bad boy of the pyramid, while Dex gets on his shoulders and lifts Sloan up to the top of the fence. Sloan is easily able to sort of just use the blanket to hop over without getting scratched, and carefully climbs her way down. But right before she gets down to the bottom, her foot slips and she falls not enough distance to hurt, but enough distance to be kind of embarrassed. Her fall is kind of broken by a bush, and as she flattens the bush, you all realize that this bush was hiding a hole cut in the fence, about big enough for any of you to fit in.
Sloan, you fell.
Did you all see that?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, man, that looked
Everyone saw it.
Yeah.
Why did
Okay.
you fall?
Yeah, I'm actually okay. And I mean, a good thing I had this bush under me to break my fall. Hey, but look, there's a hole in the fence here.
Oh, that's way easier.
Yeah, I wish
I
I wish
crawl
I
under.
had known about the hole in the fence.
Oh, there goes Spencer. Already through.
I'm already in.
So there's this hole in the fence, and Spencer, who's pretty smart about sneaking into places, notices that these are made with wire cutters, almost probably the same exact wire cutters that he has at home and didn't bring
The
with
ones
him
I wish I had brought.
on this mission. Yeah, exactly. It looks like there is a little bit of blood on the edges of it, almost like somebody was scratched or may have dripped out onto it.
Sloan, is this your blood? Is this blood yours from when you fell?
I don't think I'm bleeding anywhere.
Oh, okay.
There's also a small piece of paper, and when you pick it up, you see that it has a hastily scribbled note on it in shaky handwriting. It says 1031 Salem Road, Omelet Old Fashioned.
Give it to Sloan. Does this mean anything to you?
Omelet old-fashioned? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
No, doesn't. Virgil, you know all the back alleys of this town. Does
Yeah, let
this
me see
mean
that.
anything to you?
1031 Salem Road.
But that part at the bottom, omelet old-fashioned?
That's got to be a code.
Yeah. This isn't no breakfast order, I don't think. This is a secret password or something.
Spence, could you look up the address?
Yeah. And I do that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make you roll for that. That's just a simple Google.
Yeah, I do the address.
Your destination is 3 miles away.
All of you know that Salem Road is kind of like the main street in town. None of you know exactly what's here at this address, but Googling it, Dex, it almost instantly falls into place. That is the address for Staunch Diner. It is a diner that's frozen in time somewhere in the early Kennedy era. It's where you can buy cheap burgers, crispy fries, and a shake that'll knock your socks off. But it's also been a hang for teenagers for years, decades, maybe even generations. But most of you haven't spent a lot of time there because it's kind of for the cool kids only.
What if we go there and order an omelet old fashioned? This is code if I've ever seen it.
How do we know who to ask, though? That's the question.
Any of the waiters, they're all in on it.
We're just going to ask every single person.
They're all
who
in
works
on
there.
it.
Okay.
And I can apply for a job because I know I quit the Wiener factory, but I still need to make money for school.
I don't know if you want to work there.
Yeah. Is food
Why-
service really the answer, Sloan?
Why wouldn't I want to work there?
Not really a very cool place.
Have you been?
I've been a couple times.
But don't all the cool kids hang out there?
Yeah, but they kind of hang out there ironically, I guess. So it's like they go there because it isn't cool, and it doesn't seem very fun.
I see. Well, I still need money, and like Virgil, I know that working in the service industry isn't like my goal, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
No, not at all. I just want you to be happy, Sloan.
Thanks. Well,
Either way,
if you have
you
any
got 'em.
leads, maybe a law office or a non-governmental organization.
That's cool.
Anybody?
Say, do you guys still want to see
I got
that lake?
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the four of you are now on the other side of the fence, and you head over to this lake. Sloan, it is almost exactly as you remember it for your dream. The only difference is that it is not completely on fire right now. It is probably one of the most beautiful scenes that any of you have ever seen. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It looks like there may have used to be stuff here once upon a time, maybe some like old fishing huts or something. They might have like, you know how they have those, what are they called? The like shacks that you heat up in before you go ice fishing for the winter. But everything looks like it's been closed down for quite a while. Along the lake, there's some trash, some beer cans. Nothing really stands out.
Well, this is the place, minus the fire that was happening. Does anybody see anything weird or?
Yeah, can we investigate the area?
Can I oops? I want to oops to stumble across something important.
Of course, yeah.
Oops.
So Dex is walking along the lake and then sort of trips over a rock. Not enough to really fall down or anything. And also, it's the coolest way you've seen anybody trip, where his foot just kind of hits it, and it's almost like he glides forward a step and then looks back down. You see a big, large, black rock, which doesn't really stand out because the whole beach is scattered with a bunch of just different rocks. But what does stand out to you is that there's a familiar little piece of fungi growing on the rock.
Familiar to me?
Mm-hmm. Familiar to all four of you as the same type of mushroom that you saw in the forest just a week ago.
Hey, I think I found something down here. Maybe it's nothing, but I think I found something. Looks like a rock, but does that thing on it look familiar to you?
First of all, that was a sick trip you just did.
Oh, it's no big deal.
Second
I just
of all,
tripped.
Doesn't that look like the spores from that awful experience we had last time?
We can compare it to the mushrooms. I have the vial here with
Oh,
At a quick glance, they look exactly the same. The only difference is that the spores that you encountered and the one that you took a sample of have this property of like creating this weird kind of spory gas or sort of like this mist, and also seem to like breathe in a way, while this one on the rock doesn't really seem to be doing anything.
I still think we should burn it. Do we have a lighter?
You say that about most things, though.
Yeah, well, most things should be burned, and this thing almost killed us last time.
Are you sure that's a good idea, given the fact that Sloan had a dream where this whole place is on fire?
It's a rock. It's not going to start the whole forest on fire.
What do you think, Virgil?
Come on, Virgil.
I think maybe we should keep this one too, just in case.
In a safe place.
Yeah, I think we should just store it away like this other one. Compare and contrast. Is there anything weird with the rock, or is it just the...
Nope, nothing really weird on the rock. If you look around, you kind of see that these spores seem to be growing here and there on just different pieces of nature around the lake. There's like, next to you guys, there's like a big log, and there's a couple of them growing on the log, also not breathing or doing anything.
Yeah, look, they're kind of everywhere.
Oh,
How do we not notice? Don't breathe.
Oh, we can't take them all.
Yeah, maybe we don't need to take this one.
I want to use my premonitions at the start of each mystery roll plus weird.
Okay.
So 9 plus 2, it's 11. So on a 10 plus, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen.
So Dex hands you the rock, passes you the rock, one would say.
It bounces off the ground. It's a perfect bounce pass.
It completely defies any physics at all, and you catch it. And for a second, you want to tell him how impressive that was, but you can't because all of a sudden you fall into darkness, and there is nothing around you. All of your friends are gone, and suddenly you feel painfully alone. You remember that you should leave this town, that no one here really likes you, and that everyone is kind of waiting for you to leave, and it feels awful. And you hear the voices of everyone that either you hate or the people that you even kind of like, and they seem like they're laughing at you. And that laughter keeps growing and growing and growing until, bam, you snap back and you're back in reality.
Am I still holding the rock? Mm-hmm. I dropped the rock.
Yeah. Do we like see that something has happened, or is it just?
You can see that she's clearly traumatized, but all that happened in sort of like the timeline of reality is Dex did that real cool rock pass, and then she caught it, looked like she was completely stunned, and then dropped it immediately.
What are we even doing here with this mystery? This is silly kid stuff.
I don't know. I mean, there was some crazy fungus bears.
Yeah,
that
Sloan,
doesn't
what are you
seem like
talking-
kid stuff to me.
This seems really important.
No, there's nothing in this town. I need to get out of here.
Hey, Sloan. Seems like something else is bothering you.
I don't want to go to that diner because everyone's gonna laugh at me there, just like they always laugh at me.
They're gonna laugh at me too. Who cares?
We should go anyway.
Yeah, but you don't.
I'll punch anybody who laughs at my friends.
None of you look as ridiculous as I do. Okay, present company excluded.
Come on.
Yeah.
You
If this was a movie, the camera would pan around to
Yeah.
a nerd in a Rush t-shirt, a man in 2022 wearing fingerless gloves and a leather vest.
Virgil, you're the school badass, and Dex, you just have immaculate style. And then look at me in my hand-me-downs and my stupid singed hair and my dumb thick glasses. We're gonna go to that diner and everyone's just gonna laugh at me. I just need to get out of this town and get away from all these people, and I can be someone new.
I've got a better idea. I think it's time for a makeover.
What?
Smash cut to lids.
I spend a lot of time in my basement watching movies, and from what I've learned is if you just take off your glasses and stop having your hair in ponytails, everyone's gonna think you're hot.
No way, that's stupid.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Hey, Sloan. This is my mom's windbreaker, so you shouldn't feel too upset about how you dress or how you look, because it's who you are, and that's more important than anything.
Dex is
My thing
sharing.
would work though too. Just want to say
Dex is sharing sort of a heartfelt moment with Sloan, and Sloan looks at him and kind of has tears in her eyes. I mean, this is a really sweet moment. She doesn't feel good, and she just kind of experienced this weird thing where she feels like all of these people hate her, but here they are telling her that they don't. They actually really like her, but then she gets a glimpse of something behind Dex on the other side of the forest. On the mountain, something's moving. There's a giant rock that is sliding to the side to reveal a cave inside of the mountain. I'm going to say that if you want to hide from whatever's going to come out of this cave, I'm going to need, Sloan, I'm going to need you to act under pressure in order to tell everyone what's about to happen.
Hang on, hold that thought about the makeover, Spence. There's
Okay.
clearly something happening up there in the cave.
I was just about to tell you about the fingerless gloves. You could probably rock them.
So 10, so 9.
Sloan, you are able to see that this cave is opening, and it looks terrifying, but also sort of mechanical, and something in you tells you that something bad is about to happen. So you have a chance to warn everybody and let them hide if they wanted to.
Look, we need to hide or get back to the car or something.
Shit.
Why?
Yeah, what's happening?
going on?
The cave! Look at it! Something's coming, I can feel it, I can tell.
How far away is the cave?
The cave is on the other side of the lake, but I mean, somebody could get around it pretty quickly.
Can I read a bad situation? See if I see anything else.
Sure.
It's 11 minus 1, 10.
So you can ask any of those 3 questions.
What can it do, that cave?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I can only answer. I can only answer.
What can it do?
Yeah. I can only answer with what you would be able to kind of discern from this. It opens and something is coming out. You hear the sound of what sounds like an engine.
Do you hear that, Virgil?
Yeah, it definitely sounds like some kind of engine or something. Where are we gonna hide?
Oh, behind the trees, the bushes, we have to get down.
I'm hiding.
Okay.
I duck
Because I know
behind-
that the government has tunnels underneath the
Spencer's-
entirety of the country that are
Spencer's
used to
been-
transport celebrities and politicians, deep state operatives. A lot of deep mountain bases,
Hyperloops?
hyperloops.
Yeah. Spencer's been tucked into a log for like as soon as he noticed the cave was
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
In a last-ditch effort, I duck behind some bushes and then I grab Dex by his windbreaker and pull him into the bushes as well.
All right.
I climb into the same log as Spencer.
Okay. It's a tight fit, but you guys
Yeah.
both fit in there.
Yeah.
So a plain white truck drives out of the cave, the opening of the cave, and they park for a second, and somebody gets out and goes over to the cave and lifts a key card up to what just looks like another rock on the cave, and then that giant rock starts sliding back over, covering the entrance. They get back into the truck and they drive away. Sloan, from your position, you're really the only one who's able to see anything, and you notice that the side of the truck has the acronym ARP written on it.
Dex, did you see that?
No, I couldn't see anything from where I was.
The truck, there was a truck that came out of that cave and it has ARP written on the side. Your dad works at ARP.
You're right. My dad does work at ARP.
Isn't it strange?
But my dad doesn't drive a truck.
No, your dad isn't the only person that works at ARP, though, I imagine, right?
That's true.
Isn't it strange that a truck is coming out of a cave in the middle of the forest?
Yeah, it is kind of weird, but I guess, having spent some time around Spencer, it seems entirely plausible.
Yeah, I guess, but please take what he says with a grain of salt.
I say, no, not with a grain of salt. Just take it.
Spencer, stop eavesdropping on our conversations.
And
you were in the
I'm
log.
laying in a log, yelling this.
You were in the log. We are behind the bush.
And I'm behind Spencer.
Did you hear that too, Virgil? Okay, so everybody heard about
We can hear everything
about
you're
the
saying.
truck
We're
coming
already-
out of the
Yeah,
cave.
we're so close.
All right, well, isn't that a little bit strange?
I think we should check it out.
What are you doing in the bush with Dex?
I'm not in the bush with Dex. We were hiding.
Where is he?
He's in the bush with me.
Okay. So,
I'm in the bush with Sloan.
Okay.
Oh, well, should we go up there? We don't have any protections against ourselves. We don't know who these people are.
I still think we need to go to the diner and ask about the omelet old fashioned. Maybe that's how we get into the cave.
I'm starting to think that you might be right, but there's no way that I can show my face at the diner.
What are
All the
you
cool
getting at,
kids.
Sloan? I feel like there's something that you want to do
Oh, Spencer.
that we're not getting to.
Spencer, you mentioned it with your movie knowledge, your 90s movie knowledge.
I remember. You want to do the makeover thing.
It was your idea,
I know it was my idea
but I don't know how
and
to
wasn't
do
discussed before we.
I also want to
began
point out
filming.
that you're talking about a makeover while Spencer is covered in algae and dirt and spider webs.
Well, it's not a makeover for me.
I know, and
Yeah.
Sloan, you are also just covered in dirt and grime
I
from
don't know
falling
how to-
off of a fence.
I don't know how to do a makeover. Can you guys
I
help
feel like
me?
Dex and Virgil are pretty cool. I feel like they could help us.
I think we could help
Tell me
out.
what to do.
Aviators, first of all.
Dex?
Yeah, I think sunglasses are pretty cool.
Okay, but I do need these glasses to see.
Contacts?
I think we gotta head to the basement.
Should we be having this
first we should
conversation
probably go home.
while we're
Yeah.
hiding
Clean
in
up.
these bushes?
Yeah,
Whispering-
maybe.
Yeah, I'm talking into Spencer's ear.
What's
from
the
behind.
basement?
Yeah, what is the basement?
Spencer's basement. That's where all the makeovers happen, right? That's
My
where, where you
basement?
see it
I
happen.
don't
Okay,
really.
I guess we'll go to your basement, Spencer.
Okay.
I don't know. Where do the makeovers happen?
I guess.
So you sort of sneak out from this terrifying situation for the four of you, by the way, just sort of creeping out of this gated-in, strange little area talking about fucking makeovers. And you make your way back to the main road, get in the car, and drive over to the house of Spencer SCHNIPP. It is a rundown little place. Blue paint chips off of the walls. And when you walk in, watching a recording of sports, not even live sports, a VHS copy of a baseball game from like the 70s is Spencer's dad, who you all know only as Mr. SCHNIPP.
He's smoking
Yeah,
and drinking.
yeah.
Hello, Mr.
He's cool.
SCHNIPP.
Hey, Mr. SCHNIPP.
Hi, Dad. And then I'm gonna real quick because my dad was a janitor at ARP. I'm gonna ask him if he knows anything about the secret mountain bases. Dad, what do you know? You ever work in one of the secret mountain bases at ARP?
You poking around them mountains again?
I mean, we saw the entrance to some kind of secret mountain base.
You what?
Sliding rock and shit. Yeah, you told me all about this stuff.
Spence.
Why is he an old Italian?
Yeah, what are you talking about, Spencer?
It's what happens when you smoke cigarettes over time.
Oh, okay, got it.
No one's born Italian.
Yeah, yeah.
It's called a nicotine addiction. That's my drinking noise. He looks at you and he goes, Spence, buddy, I told you you don't want to get messed up in this shit, okay?
Well, just tell me what you know. Tell me,
I'll tell you what I know is that you
Alright.
keep poking around and you're gonna end up dead or worse.
Okay, whatever.
Dead and not able to make me money
yeah.
doing something else and supporting me later in life.
All right.
So, are you saying that there is a bigger conspiracy at large here?
Me?
Your dad, clearly if he's telling us not to poke around, that means there is something to poke around into.
Yeah, he was a janitor there for a long time. That's how he got injured. That's how he's on disability now.
Yep,
He knows
old
it all.
Uncle Sam paying for my dues.
Okay, but it did sound before like maybe your dad just had a chip on his shoulder from his history at the company and that his remarks about them were all unfounded. But now it's sounding like it actually might make sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Can I try and manipulate Mr.
Yeah, SCHNIPP.
SCHNIPP? Well, I didn't. Well, 7.
Okay, on a 7, when you're trying to manipulate somebody, they will do what you want, but only if you do something for them right now to show them that you mean it. So how do you plan on manipulating?
I think it's really important that if you know something, you should tell us because your son is going to pull this thread anyway. We're in a mystery group, and we solve mysteries. We don't stop until they're all solved. And this mystery somehow involves ARP. I think it's in your best interest, and more importantly, your son's best interest, to tell us what you know.
What's your name?
Dex. Dex
Dex.
Owenderer.
Son, you got some shit-ass friends. You want to ask anybody about ARP, why don't you ask your daddy?
I did just now.
no,
You kept
no, he's not talking about.
I think he's talking to
Your
me,
daddy.
Spence.
talking to you.
Yeah.
Got
He's
it.
referring to my father.
Understood.
Yeah, you dipshit.
All right.
And he turns the volume back up on his sports game and says, you can hang out in the basement, but I don't want to see that motherfucker in the rest of my house.
All right then. I guess go to the basement.
Spencer, your dad's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole, but he knows a lot about ARP.
You know, Spence, you shouldn't let your own self-worth define how your relationship with your father is or be defined by how he treats you.
You hear from upstairs, he screams, yeah, let's go fucking nuts!
Mets.
I don't know, son. I mean, I still gotta live with the guy.
You don't though. You could leave this town.
I don't know.
Well,
Well, maybe. We'll see.
Hey,
let's make.
Spence, can I use your restroom?
Yeah, of course.
All right, thanks. Dex goes upstairs to go to the restroom.
You do that.
All right. Well, I guess let's make me look less homely, right?
Oh, that's why we're here. Are we in the basement?
That's right.
Yes.
Is this your base of operations?
Yeah, this is kind of my little spot, and I have a gamer chair. I have several PCs, all of them very old, kind of laptops. They're all on and running extremely loudly.
Is this floor-length mirror here where you do the makeovers?
No. I mean, that's there, but I don't use it very often, I guess. It's kind of just, it was there from before.
Before what?
Before I set up down here.
Yeah. Taking a look at it, you see that that's a load-bearing mirror, that it is holding quite a bit of the weight of the house on its shoulders.
Is there room for a makeover with all these crypto mining PCs?
I mean, we could, yeah, you can kind of move some of that aside. It's not much of it is working.
Hold on. I need to ask something just for my own benefit. Is Spencer into crypto?
Well, yeah, it's untraceable.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
of
enough.
course. I mean, it's not, but he thinks it is.
All right. Well, where do we start?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm the person to do this makeover. I'm not very cool.
That's what you
but-
said. You said you come to my basement. That's where we do the makeovers.
Oh, well, we don't do the makeovers there. It's not like something I
Because
not
you
a
have the
service I
movies. You
provide.
said you said. Dad,
Oh,
watch
so
the
I put in
movies.
a movie. I put in She's All That. I put in She's All That. I fast forward to my favorite scene,
So
which is the makeover.
as you spend several hours watching just the makeover scenes from different 90s movies, by the way, which is set to a song that sounds eerily similar to Walking on Sunshine. It's just sort of playing in the background.
Yeah.
And you learn a lot about what it means to be cool. It means a lot of taking your glasses off. It means taking your hair out of pigtails. It means sort of doing this move where you sort of swing your head back and forth.
Okay, so I go into, there's a little curtain set up that's like Spence's private corner. Don't know what that's
Yeah, yeah.
So I go and I go behind the
There's
curtain.
a PC in there too.
Yeah, I go behind the curtain and I take my glasses. I'm not crossing. I take my glasses off, and I take down my hair, and then I and then I come out from behind the curtain. What do you?
Are you all cross-eyed?
That's what I was doing before. Well, what do you guys think? Did I do it right?
And we're all like,
They stand mouth agape. Spencer looks at you and goes, "You look just like Elise Willems from Funhaus."
yeah. And I have a poster. And I have the subreddit open and a lot of mean comments.
Well, you see the last post as it says, "It used to be better."
Yeah.
What, did I do it right? What do you guys think?
Whoa.
Is
Spencer, stop making that face.
for the audio listeners, Spencer's jaw is
Oh, yeah.
It's dropped.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think I look stupid. I should never have done this.
As you guys are sort of just gawking at Sloan, upstairs, Dex is in the bathroom.
Hours? Hasn't it been hours?
Dex comes back down from the restroom and he sees everybody and he sees Sloan and he goes, "Wow, you look really good."
Thanks, Dex. So you don't think this was like a silly decision, do you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you looked good before too.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, Spence, I poured out all your dad's alcohol.
I'm still just.
Is that what you were doing the whole time?
I poured all your dad's alcohol down the sink, and then I put the empty bottles back in the fridge, and the vodka I replaced with water. So we should probably leave soon.
Yeah, we should get the hell out of here then. That's going to be a serious problem if she figures that out.
You hear from upstairs. You hear, "What the fuck?"
I go this way, and I open the window and kind of like help everyone get out the window. So
Everyone gets lifted out, and right at the end, Spencer has to sort of climb up the window, and Sloan is helping him. And from down the stairs comes Mr. SCHNIPP, who sees Spencer and goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you and your friends?" And then he looks over and sees Sloan and goes, "Oh!" And you are able to escape.
Okay, good. Do we have a? Oh no, we have a car, huh?
Yeah.
All right, quick, let's get to the diner.
Are you gonna let Sloan
I was
drive
gonna
without
say,
glasses?
I might not be able to drive this time though because I do need those glasses. They aren't just aesthetic.
That's fine. I believe in you.
Really?
Just kidding.
Oh.
So you all make your way in a much more comfortable car ride, by the way, because Dex OVERUNDER actually has his license.
Right.
And drives you over to 1031 Salem Road, the home of Staunch Diner. You walk in, and as I said, I mean, it's pretty much like the quintessential 50s, 60s diner. It's got posters up that promise how great life is going to be with nuclear power. There's some Vietnam War propaganda still hanging up on the wall. And the menu, even though it is 2022, looks like it could have been priced for the 60s itself. Everything's still pretty affordable, and it is absolutely popping off. I mean, the entire place is just filled with people. And as you walk in, you see somebody that's a little bit familiar, Deirdre Durpee, cousin to Sloan Baker. She is here with her Bible group. They come here every Friday night to read the good book and just house burgers. Although it's not a group that's exactly sanctioned by the church, because it turns out Sloan's dear old cousin feels like she knows more about the Bible than the pastor does.
I would say Dex leans over to Sloan and goes, "See, it's not all cool kids here."
No, you don't understand. It's my cousin over there. This was a bad idea. We need to leave.
Deirdre looks up and sees you and goes, "Sloaner?"
Don't you fucking call her that!
Deirdre kind of like falls back a little bit, like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?"
Deirdre, What are you doing here at the Cool Kids Diner?
Yeah, tell her, Sloan.
I come here every Friday to read the good book and just house burgers. What are you doing here at the, did you call it the Cool Kids Diner? What are you, 12?
Well, you just answer your question, because that is exactly why I am here, because it is the Cool Kids Diner, and I am here with my cool friends.
What's up?
I take a step back.
I pull Spencer back forward.
What's different about you? You look not, how do I put this? Gross.
Well,
She took her glasses off and put her hair down.
Oh, that is what it is.
No,
Yeah.
I had a full makeover, actually. And so that is what looks different. And I'm gonna get new clothes too. I won't just be wearing your hand-me-downs anymore, Deirdre. So I'm different now.
Okay, well, you're still a dumb bitch, so.
Oh!
Deirdre and the whole Bible group kind of just laugh to themselves and then sort of like brush you off.
Let's go, guys. Let's get our own table here. I think I
Hold
saw
that
one
thought.
in the back.
Virgil's gonna walk up and snatch a Bible from one of these Bible havers.
You take it, but you take it and they all kind of look
Yeah.
at you and go,
Yeah.
this man just stole a Bible from a woman!
Oh, I just took it from somebody.
Yeah, they're all women.
They're all women? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and everyone just kind of looks at you and goes,
I reach over for a bottle of catsup,
yeah,
hopefully in a glass bottle,
yeah,
and Virgil's gonna silently fill this Bible with ketchup.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do that. I just want you to mark on your sheet that you're going to hell for all eternity.
Okay.
No, you don't. Yeah, you do this. So Virgil, and you all kind of see this, he takes the Bible and then just looks at them in the eye as he pours the ketchup in it, slams it shut, squirting some of it all over all of their faces, and places it back in front of Deirdre.
You don't be assholes to my friend now, or there's gonna be a lot more ketchup where that came from.
Well, I don't think there's going to be more where it came from. You emptied the bottle, but
I think you and your friends need to clear out. Do I have to manipulate? Can I just...
no,
Okay.
no, you're intimidated the shit out of them. Yeah, they get up and they leave.
As their group of them is walking by, Dex says, "We'll catch up with you later."
Oh, nice.
The whole diner cheers and claps for the joke.
And then while everyone's cheering, he goes, "Or we might not. We probably won't."
Everyone just stops clapping and goes, okay, well, he didn't really stick the okay, it's fine. And people go back to eating their meals. There is a spot for the four of you along the counter, and leaning against the counter, kind of amused, is Jem Staunch. Jem Staunch is just about the sweetest guy in town. The 50-year-old has run his diner since his pa passed it down to him. He's thin, tall, and he covers the bald spot on his head with one of those paper soda jerk hats. He's exactly who you would expect to own this diner. And he looks at the four of you and goes, well, other than Dex, I've never really seen you four here before. Did you just come here to waste my ketchup and cause problems with my best burger eaters?
I say, no, I'm here for the omelet old-fashioned, and I give him a kind of like,
His demeanor in an instant changes, and he goes, what did you say?
I said I'm here for the omelet old-fashioned.
He pulls down his glasses.
He pulls down his glasses and gives one of the grossest winks I've ever seen in history.
It makes a
Both
sound,
eyes.
actually.
Yeah, it goes,
Yeah, squishes, yeah.
Little click of eyelids.
yeah. He looks at you, the four of you, and darts his eyes to the side and looks at a door that says, employees only, keep out, and looks back at the four of you and goes, where did you hear that?
We're making the orders around
Virgil's
here.
dad.
We we heard it from our associates at ARP.
The Dex is dead.
Our associates. We are in the know with some very important people.
Jem looks at the four of you and goes, ARP got kids working for him now.
Well, we're not exactly kids. I mean, but some of us will be going to a very prestigious school in the fall. So we are adults by all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
almost.
ahead and say that it has been nice to have you, and get the fuck out of my diner.
Virgil, tell him Dex, tell him your dad works for ARP and we're here as interns or something.
It's for my dad,
And who is your dad?
Mr. Over-under.
That don't mean shit to me, son.
Dr. Over-under.
Oh, well, that don't mean doctor shit to me, son. Get the fuck out of my diner. I don't want you and your ARP bullshit garbage here stinking up my joint. I said, get the fuck out.
Wait, so you're not ARP?
Should we tell him that we're trying
I'm gonna try and manipulate.
investigate ARP?
I wanna try and manipulate.
Sure.
9 plus 2 is 11.
All right. For manipulating somebody on a plus 10 plus, they will do what you ask them. But if you've asked too much, they will tell you the minimum it would take for them to do it. So how do you want to manipulate this person?
I think you should tell us about the omelet old fashioned because my dad sent me to ask about it, and he works for ARP.
He darts his eyes back to the employees only door and looks at you all and goes, I'm gonna tell you this one last time. If you don't get the fuck out of my diner, I will call the police. I don't care who your daddies are. I don't care where you are interning. I want you out of my fucking diner.
Dex looks down at his dice and says, but I rolled an 11.
That's just what he'll do. I mean, you're trying to convince somebody who hates the ARP to help the ARP.
Should we tell him that we're investigating the ARP?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Spencer.
Okay, look, we don't like the ARP. My dad fucking hates the ARP. I hate the ARP. My dad was a janitor there.
What the fuck is it with you and your daddies? I don't give a shit about any of your fathers.
We are investigating the ARP. We found a secret entrance, okay, into the mountains, part of a vast complex of tunnels under the United States. Okay, we found a note that said omelet old fashioned with this address on it next to a hole in the fence.
Jem grabs you by your shirt and pulls you in close and says, you shut your fucking mouth right now, boy.
I say, if you want us to shut our mouth, you tell us what an omelet old fashioned is. Or I'm gonna go to ARP and tell them about this employees only door.
He lets go of your shirt and he sort of just looks at the four of you and nods his head and then looks at a waitress that has been standing next to him, horrified, by the way, has never seen Jem act like this. Dex, you've been here hundreds of times, never seen this sweet old man act like this, never even heard him curse. And he goes, Marta, I'm gonna need you to sort of cover the tables for a second. The four of you, I want you to follow me. And he takes you to the employees only door, which takes 3 keys to unlock. And as he leads you down, you hear the pained whimpers of somebody. And as you sort of go down these stairs to the basement level underneath Staunch Diner, you realize that these whimpers are coming from somebody familiar. And as you sort of round the corner, you see 2 figures. One of them is bleeding profusely from their leg, and the other one is desperately trying to stop the bleeding. And they turn around to look at you, and you recognize Cade Colley and his right-hand man, Kyle. And they look at you and say, what the fuck are these dipshits doing here? And that is where we will pick up next week on episode 5 of Must Be Dice.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
So stupid.
All right.